Yes, people. We are back in the building once again. Pros Only Sports. The last set of last 16 games here at African Cup of Nations 2025. Home and away, Afcon live here on Pros Only Sports. Myself, Roland. Now, make sure you're hitting that like button and subscribe button as well if you're new. If you're on Pros Only Sports YouTube. And if you're on X, we're streaming live over there. Retweet the broadcast, like that video, and then follow the account Pros Only Sports on X, Instagram, and on TikTok as well. Now, this is the game that I was looking forward to out of all the ties in the last 16. Algeria against Congo. Congo, one of my favorites to win this tournament. If they get through this tie, they will be taking on Nigeria in the quarterfinals, taking place on Saturday in the last game of the quarterfinal round. Let's get into teams, man. Kick on about 4 minutes time. We do this lineups real quick because we a bit late, but we're here. Big up to everybody who's watching right now. Let me do this. Do a quick zoom in. And they're playing a 4-3-3 Algeria. Petkovic, the manager, Lucas Zidane back in the starting lineup after a few changes that they made in their final group game against Equatorial Guinea. So Zidane in goal. They have Belgali, Mandi, Ben Sabeni, and Ait Nouri coming in the back four. Then they have Boudaoui, Benasir, and Chaibi in the midfield three. And up front, you have Mahrez, Amora, and Ibrahim Mazar, who's actually going to be leading the line. False nine position looks like it's going to be Baghdad Bednajor is on the bench. Budnajar is on the bench. There he is, number 9. He started his opening game against Sudan, and we haven't seen him start for Algeria since. He didn't start in the game against Burkina Faso, and he didn't start, I don't believe, in the game against Equatorial Guinea, as far as I know. That's their team. I think they've made a number of changes to go back to what their starting lineup was looking like. Ibrahim Mazas had a great tournament, the Bayer Leverkusen forward. After coming off the bench in the game against Sudan, he's really staked a claim in this side, and he's going to be leading the line. I think in a false 9 position, there's going to be a lot of interchange moves between these front three. Now, let's get into the Congo team. So you have Mpasi in goal, a back 5 of Wan-Bissaka, Tuanzebe, Motusami, which I don't think he's going to play at centre-back. I think he'll be more in the midfield based on what this is saying. Mbemba and Joris Kayembe. Then in midfield, they have Bongonda, Mukau, and Elia. And then up front is Sidiki and Bakambu. I think Elia will be here. Sidiki will be here. They just got it wrong for some reason on the team sheet here. And I also have a feeling that Motusami will step into midfield because I don't think they need that extra man at the back. So it's going to be a bit of a switch up maybe. Maybe they'll continue with the wing back. They'll go through at the back. These two up here, Bongonda in the 10, Sidiki and Mukau will be midfield with Elia up front with Bakambu, which should be very interesting right there. I think this is a strong team. I've been saying this. They have a very, very strong team, do Congo. It's going to be very interesting to see how they develop in this game with the dangers that Algeria have up front. I do think that their defense is very strong. Basically, the way to really handle this Algerian team is physicality, similar to what you would had what Benin should have done really to Egypt yesterday, what Mali did to Tunisia in their game on Saturday. Physicality will kind of trouble them, and then they also have the firepower up front with Bakambu, Bongonda, who's also scored a goal in this tournament, and Elia, who's got speed and trickery as well. So it should be very, very interesting to see these two teams clash. We're a minute away from kickoff. Let me get to my feed because we are here. The teams are out. National anthems rung out. I'm going to give a quick refresh so that we're not too far behind. Yeah, and we're about to kick things off. Quick big up to everybody who's watching right now. Appreciate the love, the support, and all of that. Let's get into this, man. Big game, man. This was the tie of the round for me. As I mentioned, winner of this tie will be facing Nigeria. We haven't had a test just yet in this tournament. On Saturday, the last set of quarterfinal ties. That should be a big game, regardless of who they face, to be honest. But I'm hoping it's Congo because it will be a rematch of that playoff for the African World Cup qualifiers between Nigeria and Congo, where Congo were able to advance on penalties to go into the playoffs happening in March. So should be very interesting. next, I'm hoping for that tie because that's going to be the tie of the quarterfinals, I think. But let me actually give you a reminder who's in the quarterfinals before we get into this game. Mali are taking on Senegal in the first game on Friday. Um, then Egypt are awaiting the winner of Ivory Coast and Burkina Faso. Cameroon are facing Morocco on Friday in the evening game. And then, obviously, as I mentioned before, winner of this tie faces Nigeria. Winner of Algeria versus Congo faces Nigeria on Saturday. Should be kicking off any moment now. Everybody's locked in, ready to go. And we've kicked off here. And long ball forward. Here's Joris Kayembe, and it's out for a throw into Congo. Long throw into the box, cleared away by Budawi. And it'll be another throw to Congo. Kayembe wants to take it quickly. He won't. It's probably going to launch one into the box now. If it doesn't, Sadiki. Kayembe. Here's Mbemba getting a touch on the ball. And Mpasi in the goal for Congo gets a touch as well. I think Motusami is playing as a centre back in the back three, but he'll also step forward when they're trying to move forward as well. Here's Mukau trying to get away from Algeria. Here's Ibrahim Mazar. That's nice. Here's Chaibi. Here's Mazar again. Mukau to Wan-Bissaka, who clears upfield. Here's Begali. Mandi or Mondi. Here's Ben Sabani. Mondi with a long diagonal ball towards Amora. Here's Chaibi. Here's Budawi. Goes back to Bansabeni. Here's Mondi. Here's Mahrez now. Comes deep. Goes over the top towards Chaibi. Belhali just allowing the ball to run out of play and he'll take the throw. Here's Mahrez now, the captain for Algeria, trying to lead his nation to another African Cup of Nations after he did so in 2019 in Egypt. This is the first time that Algeria have qualified for the knockout stages since that tournament in 2019 when they won it. Both times that they entered into the African Cup of Nations, they went out of the group stages. And Mbemba just trying to clean up here, gets fouled by Ain't Nori. And it's a free kick to Congo. Here's Mbemba. Here's Mpasi now. Just going to get some possession now, Congo, just to settle themselves into the game. Here's Motusami. Just a little turn here. Here's Wan-Bissaka, Bongonda, Wan-Bissaka. Here's Mbemba. And a long ball forward by Tuanzebe towards Bakambu, but he pushes Ben Sabani. Just a push on the shoulder of Ben Sabani by Bakambu, and it's a foul. That'll be a free kick to Algeria. Lucas Zidane in goal, the son of legendary French footballer Zinedine Zidane. Hope he's in the stadium again to see his son lead his team into a last 16 tie against this Congolese side. They win it high, Congo, Elia, but unable to gather it there was Bakambu. Here's Ibrahim Mazel all the way back there. Here's Mahrez. And Mahrez loses out. Here's Elia pushing forward now. What can he do here? It's getting tracked by Boudaoui and Mahrez. Mahrez tracking back to help. Boudaoui with a long ball forward. And Tuanzebe just cleaning up there. Here he is again. And now here's Noah Siddiqui. Tuanzebe across to Chancel Mbemba, the captain. Here's Bongonda now. And it's out for a throw. And Bongonda scored against Benin in their opening game of African Cup of Nations. Seems like a long time ago now in December. But he's here, ready to do what he can. Mukau trying to get on the end of that throw in, but it's out for a goal kick to Algeria. Lucas Zidane to take. It's been a very, I want to say, KG first 5-6 minutes in this game. Both teams just feeling each other out, trying to see where the weaknesses are, where the gaps are, trying to settle into their football a little bit. Ben Sabani with a long ball forward, searching for, I think that was Amora he was searching for. All right, Nori nearly giving the ball away. Here's Boudaoui, turning midfield. He's in some space. Here's Chivy, gives it away. Here's Benacer. Here's Mondi with a long ball towards Mahrez into the box. He can't get a touch on the ball. And it goes out of play for a goal kick to Congo. That was a good ball by Mondi over the top, in behind the defense of Congo, but Mahrez could control, and it's possession with Congo. And Bemba just fouled by Amora. There's a tackle at the back of his Achilles there. Let's have a look at this. Just rakes down the back of his Achilles there. It's a tough tackle on Mbemba by Amora. Be a free kick to Congo, but the captain Chancel Mbemba is down. We've seen tackles like this get reviewed on VAR for an additional punishment. Referee maybe misses it or gives a yellow card and it gets upgraded to red. Obviously, it's incidental, but it's still a dangerous tackle. He wasn't trying to play the ball really because he's on the other side. It's just a very dangerous tackle. I wonder what's going to happen with this. Are they just going to let it go with no VAR call? And hopefully Chancel Mbemba is okay. Obviously, their captain, Congo, very important player. I think he's okay. He's up on his feet at the very least. He has to just come off the pitch after getting a bit of treatment from the medical staff. And Congo will be 10 men momentarily whilst they get the ball back in play. Here's Mpassi just signaling his players to push forward as he takes this long kick from the free kick. And here come Algeria. Here's Amora. Here's Benasir. Here's Aitonori. Here's Benasir. This is the press from Congo. Here's Ben Sabani. And here is Mondi back to Ben Sabani. Ball forward to Aitonori. Just to decide who to pass to. And there's Boudawi. Diagonal ball to Belhali. Here's Mondi stepping forward from defense into Belhali. Here's Mahrez. Very patient from Algeria here. Here's Ben Sabani. Here's Mondi. Diagonal ball towards Aitonori. And Wan-Bissaka unable to get the header. Here's Aitonori. Into the box. Chaibi with the cross. And it's cleared away by Tuanzebe. First corner to Algeria. Patient build up from Algeria. Moving the ball well. Trying to get in behind. And they nearly did there. Chaibi with the cross across the box. And cleared away by Tuanzebe for a corner, which Chaibi will take for Algeria. A lot of Algerian fans in the stadium. So are the Congolese to support both teams very well. Both sets of supporters. Is Elia fighting for the ball with Benasir. Here's Boudawi. And it's a free kick to Amora is down for Algeria. Motusami just steps on the of Amora. His foot has come out of the boot. He's rolling around now with pain, holding on to that foot of his after Motusami just. I don't know if it was an accident. I think it was accidental because there's no way he's targeting him that way. Let's have a look at this replay again. Yeah, it's accidental. So he's down getting treatment now, Amora. And he has to put his boot back on, come off the pitch, and then return to the field of play. So we have a slight stoppage here. Amora is back on his feet. Sure, we'll get a drop ball here. Oh, it's a free kick to Congo. And I think it has nothing to do with what happened in the box between Motusami and Amora. That was just something else. There was a foul on Elia by Benasir ahead of that. And they've given a free kick to Congo for that, which they've taken. Here's Tuanzebe now. So ball over the top towards Elia. Up against Belkali. And it's a throw. It should be a throw into Congo. That's a throw into Congo, in my opinion, from what I can see. Belali with the touch. Oh, okay. No. That's right. It's an Algerian throw. Yeah, it's correct. Congo trying to get possession of this, get their first chance in the game. It's a ball over the top. And Mbemba's chasing, but he just cleans up here at the back. Ball down the line towards Bakambu, and he fouls Mondi. I mean, Mondi's kind of sliding, or he gets pulled back by Bakambu. It goes out for a throw in. Yeah, it was a little elbow in the back of the neck of Mondi, but then Bakambu's still running, loses, doesn't, eesh, and he gets a knee into the back of the head of Mondi by Bakambu as he's running off the pitch to try and like stop himself. I guess I don't know what's gonna happen with this, to be honest, but I think it doesn't seem. It's just gonna be a free kick to um Algeria. Mondi will take it. Um, is Mondi goes back to Lucas Zidane, who finds Boudawi in space, turns. Oh, that's a great ball by Boudawi. His Belhadi now comes inside and fouled by Joris Kayembe. That was a great turn and ball on the outside of his right boot by Boudawi down that right hand side. Belhadi cuts inside and had some space and was fouled by Kayembe there. Be a free kick to Algeria, who have started the game very well through these first 15 minutes. I would say they are just edging it based on the way they are playing right now. And here's a dangerous situation. We don't know set pieces are in tournaments like this. And Algeria, with Mahrez standing over this to take. Centre backs come up for Algeria. Ben Sabeni, Mondi, waiting for this cross from Riyad Mahrez or Chai, depending on who will take it. Might be an in swinger for Mahrez here. Congo holding their line. As we wait for the delivery. And Mahrez takes. And Mondi flicks off of him and it goes behind for a goal kick to Congo. And there's a long ball for Tuanzebe towards Elia. Kayembe is going to, so I think it's offside. So offside for, again, I think against Elia from the goal kick. So it'll be a free kick to Algeria to restart play. Is Benacer to Ben Sabeni. Is Benacer again, formerly of AC Milan. Big up to man like Drizzy in the building. Did Congo mess up their selection or what? Algeria's on their neck. I don't think they messed up their selection. I'm not really a fan of Elia on the left hand side. Um, and I think I don't like the fact that he's so wide as well. Maybe they should bring him a bit closer to Bakambu. That speed might help. Um, and Bakambu's got a good level of hold up as well. You know, he's very technical in that side, especially playing back to goal. So I don't know if they messed it up. They may need to tweak it a little bit, but we'll have to wait and see how the game develops. But Algeria definitely have started the game way better. They've been really good. Um, Congo need to be a bit physical as well. Like, press a little bit more aggressively if they can. Don't allow them to play in the midfield and from the back. Be on the defenders. They're too comfortable. But big at yourself, bro. Thank you for coming through. Here's Ait Nori now. Is Ait Nori? Sorry, this is Chaibi. It's a ball over the top. Tried to find Mahrez. Here's Elia, like, up against Belgali, but he's able to win the ball back, and Elia fouls Mahrez. And this is when I say being physical, I don't mean making silly tackles like that to give away loads of free kicks. What I would expect from this team is to be a bit more aggressive in their press, get a lot closer to the defenders that are, having a lot of time on the ball to pass and move. Do the same in the midfield as well, press. But it's not being implemented right now, and they're just giving away silly silly free kicks, giving them a lot of possession in dangerous areas, which isn't good. So it'll be a free kick to Algeria. Mahrez standing over alongside Chaibi. And Chaibi takes, that's a great ball, headed away by Tuanzebe. Mahrez with the header. Boudawi is Belgali with a long ball forward out of play for a Congo throw. Congo need to settle down. They're not playing the game that we know they can play. I don't think it's nerves. I think it's a tactical thing. They just need to tweak, And then also, yeah, when you have possession of the ball, I mean, they've given it away again. His Algeria, his Mazza cleared away by Mbemba. It's just cheap things like that. You can't be giving the ball away in dangerous areas and then think you're going to get anything out of the game. You need to be a bit better with the possession of the ball, have more quality moving forward. No, shouldn't be going too direct too early. Here's Belali gets the cross and headed away. Here's Mahrez. Here's Belali. Ooh, that's a ball across the ball. Oof. That could have been an own goal. And that's a clearance away by Mbemba out for a corner to Algeria. Belali with a great turn and a good ball across the box. And the ball just kind of ricochets out. Chancel Mbemba just kind of sticks a leg at it. It could have went anywhere. If it had a deflection in a different angle, it would have been in the net. It's a corner to Algeria, who are looking to see if they can, assert their dominance in this game by getting the first goal based on the pressure that they've been mounting on this Congo goal. Mahrez to take this corner kick now. Flat corner and it's too low. Here's Elia towards Bongonda. Can they break? Here's Boudawi. Boudawi with great defensive play. Boudawi's been really good in this tournament so far. Plays for Nice in Ligue 1. He's been really good for Algeria so far. He's kind of an all-action midfielder, box to box, has a great range of passing on him, can tackle. So he's done really well so far for them. I think he's been one of their best players for Algeria in this tournament. Congo have a free kick now. They're gonna find their way back into this game. Elliot standing over it. Bongonda also going to provide some support. I think Bongonda should take this. Elias just run away. He's just run off the ball there. Bongonda takes it towards Mbemba, and he doesn't find Mbemba. It's going to go out for a throw into Congo after the head up out of touch by 8 Nori. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, formerly of Manchester United, current West Ham player, takes the throw. He's got a bit of space here. What can he do? And it's a throw into Congo again. Wan-Bissaka to take. And they give it away. And Mbemba clears out with touch. Throw into Algeria. Right, Nori back to Ben Spain. Here's Mondi. This is what I'm talking about. Algeria have too much time in their half to be able to play the ball between the centre backs and then, pick a pass into midfield or forward. And Congo needs to do a better job of trying to get the ball back and be more aggressive in the press because they have too much space. Here's Boudawi. Here's Benacer. Eight Nori. Here's Mazov. Good turn. That's great. Here's Shaibi. Cross into the box and cleared away by Kayembe. Udawi is going to continue to keep it ticking. Here's Benacer. This is nice. All right, Nori in the box. He cleared away by Bongonda. Oh, Bakambu! He's able to get the ball now. He's wide of goal, but what can he do? He's patient. There's nothing in there. He takes the shots and it's just across. That's going to be a corner to Congo because Lucas Zidane actually gets a touch on the shot from Bakambu. Now, this is what I'm talking about. They need to press higher, and that's what Bakambu did. He decided to go for that loose ball that was looping up in the air. He gets a touch in behind the defense. He has nobody with him, so he takes a shot, and it's cleared or it's saved by Zidane. He didn't want to take any chances, so it'll be a corner to Congo. This is what we need to do. Bongonda to take this corner. So corner. Ooh. To Anzabi with the header. Just wide of the post with the header. Great corner. Close. Let's see how close this is. To Anzabi, nearly. I think that actually came off of Algeria player. I think that should have been a corner kick, but the referee didn't see that. That was a very, very close. Congo with two good chances there to take the lead in this game, unable to convert, but that shows you the strength that they have, even though the game has really been Algeria. Is Boudawi cross cleared away by Mbemba. Here's Mahrez now. He picks it up on the edge of the box. Back to Boudawi. And here's Amora now. Is Mahrez. High level game. This is people. Big up to everyone who's watching right now. Here's Belali, and it is a throw into Algeria. They'll keep it going. Here's Boudawi. Here's Benacer getting pressed by Bakambu. This is what they need to do. Press more. If you press a little bit, you can't give them time on the ball. Here's a diagonal by Mondi towards Nori touch. Touched by Nori there. Tracked by Bongonda. Here's Mukau just trying to press. Here's Boudawi trying to pick out a pass. Oh, oof. There's Mbemba. Won't take any chances there. Bongonda goes down under the challenge by Algeria. It's a free kick, Congo. Here's Motusami with the ball over the top towards Elia. Belgali and Zidane gathers the ball. Here's Ben Sabani. Here is Mondi now. Here's Benacer. Belgali. Here's Benacer with the diagonal towards Chaibi. Bissaka just, in the challenge there. And here's Chaibi with a ball across the box, cleared away by Mbemba. Here's Boudawi with a drilled ball towards Mahrez, gets deflected. And it's a foul by Mahrez on, I think that is Joris Kayembe, who just gets in front of him and he pulls him down. Mahrez can't believe that it's a foul, but it's been given as a free kick. Impasi to take this free kick for Congo to try and get themselves up pitch. And there's a foul on Budawi. Be a free kick to Algeria. There was a push in the back by um, Bakambu. Nearly half an hour gone, still 0-0. Congo over the last 5 minutes have been a little bit more into the game. Couple of chances that were unable to convert. Algeria have a lot of possession, especially in that kind of middle, that first third of the field. The defenders have all the time and space in the world to find their midfield partners or to get the diagonals out wide to their fullbacks or wingers. Here's Mondi stepping from the back. Here's Belgali with the early ball in towards Amora. Here's Mondi. Header away by Kayembe. Budawi back towards Mondi. Is Mahrez now up against his Berali with a ball across the center of the box, unable to find Ibrahim Mazza. His Belgali, his Benasir. His Budawi. Mahrez is gonna try and find Chaibi. His Ben Sabani. Pick up to Drizzy saying maybe it's just me, but it seems like Algeria want to make this an end-to-end game. I mean, it would suit them. They've got pace out wide, so they got pace up front. To be honest with you, you know what I mean. So out wide, up front, the fullbacks, even in midfield. When you look at Budawi, he can run. Like so, is Belhali now. So I mean, yeah, they might want that. I think they don't want it to be a physical game. Because when we watched that game between them and Burkina Faso, they were hanging on. They did not appreciate the physicality. And when I say physicality, I don't mean just the tackles. I mean, like it's the work rate. Like that Burkina Faso team, they work hard. Like they just don't have the quality up top, which is what I've been mentioning. That's their downfall all of the time. And that was the reason why they couldn't get the equalizer in that game and lost that game 1-0. But Algeria really struggled with the physicality in that game. And this is what I thought Congo would be able to bring in this game because from a technical standpoint, they've got some good players, Congo, don't get me wrong, but they're not better than the Algerians from a technical standpoint. So you need to bring the level of physicality and mix it with your technical ability so that you can win in this game or get an advantage in this game. And that's not something that Congo haven't done just yet. But let's see if things develop as they get into it. Here's Elia. Here's Motusami. And Mbemba stepping forward. Here is Wan-Bissaka. It's a spell of possession now. Let's see what Congo can do with it. Here's Bongonda. Wan-Bissaka taking a cross into the box. Back and boom! Ooh, the header. And it's just wide. Good spell of possession here for Congo. Wan-Bissaka with a good cross. And Bakambu rises above the two defenders, right in between the two defenders, Mondi and Ben Sabani. Gets the header, but it was off target, wide of the post and behind for a goal kick to Algeria, which Lucas Zidane will take. This is what I don't understand. Congo, Congo, I think are scared to press because of the pace that they were having behind Algeria. So they have to be patient, allow them to build, stay compact, then try and hit on the counter attack. It's a long ball forward by Ben Sabani, but I saw this yesterday, bro. I didn't see it in the game. I saw it afterwards. Um, Apparently, him and Lookman got into it. I don't know why, what the reason why. Maybe you know, but let me know if you know. But then you saw them arguing, and then Osimhen was asking to be off after the incident. He ignored Ndidi, when they were kind of arguing before he went to go and argue with Lookman. I mean, nobody's bigger than the team. Do you know what I mean? And things like that is what can disrupt national teams at tournaments. We've seen this before. I remember back in 2002, Roy Keane was part of the Ireland. He had an argument with McCarthy, the manager, and was sent home. I know Ireland weren't a good team and weren't going to do anything in that tournament, but it disrupted their whole flow. We've seen from time and time again the great Dutch sides over the years have always had infighting between certain members of their team, and it's meant that they've not been able to win, the major trophies. Or they've won a Euro, but they never won a World Cup before. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they've had the talent to do it, but because of infighting and things happening between individuals and not putting things aside for the sake of a team, it's really hurt them. Let's hope that Nigeria can sort that out, the issue between him and whoever, so that they can concentrate on trying to win. Do you know what I mean? I think the rest of the team is very settled and they're very understanding of what they need to do. Here's Bongonda, and he gets fouled there. How is that not a foul? Bongonda's bundled over, no attempt to play the ball and no foul. And now they're gonna foul here to Benacer. How? How? So Mazza's pulling down Bongonda, no foul. He doesn't even win the ball. And then Sadiqi's holding on to, yeah, it's a foul on Benacer, but like what? I don't understand that from the referee. He's Kayembe. He's so lucky that he's not gone in. We would have dragged him. Look how we came for Asamoah Gyan, his family after the penalty. Yeah. I mean, basically after the miss against Zambia, that was it. He retired because of the abuse he was getting. He basically retired after that. In 2012. We never really saw him again in a Ghana shirt. I think he retired and he came back and then he retired fully again because he was never the same after all of that. But it is what it is. If Nigeria don't win the Afcon, they're gonna be on his neck. I mean, if Nigeria don't win the Afcon, I don't know what to say because you can't win 4 out of 4 in the to start off the tournament. You're into the quarterfinals. You scored the most goals. Like you're looking free flowing. If you don't win this Afcon, it's not just Osimhen's neck that we're gonna be on. It's everybody. The whole NFF will be under pressure. So and scrutiny. Is a ball into the box and Passy gathers from the cross. Still no here between these two sides. Here's Kayembe. Here is Motusami out to Sadiki of Sunderland. Here's Motusami. Nice turn. Try to find Elia on that left hand side, and it's good pressing there by Bakambu. Here's Elia. Here's Sadiki. And there's Elia again. Here's Motusami with a bit of possession here now. Here's Mukau. They just need to just keep the ball here. Here's Mbemba and Bongonda's outside of him here. And here is Tuanzebe. Here's Kayembe now. Here's Elia. Poor touch from Elia. He was in the box. Good ball by Joyce Kayembe, but it was a good find, man. If he gets the first touch, he would have been he could have been able to turn away from his defender and then shoot. Wan-Bissaka just losing the ball and fouling Benacer. Poor touch there from Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Algeria might drop off in the second half if they don't calm down with all this pressing. Yeah, the energy of the game will shift. But I definitely think that Congo have a way to come back into this game. They just need to up the quality. Maybe press a little bit more, but maybe they're waiting until they get to, let's say midway into the second half, 65 minutes, and they'll start to put their pressing game together. Here's Ait Nori. Cuts inside. Tries to find Mahrez there. Here's Mbemba. Back to Mpasi. Here's Kayembe. Here's Sadiki. Back to Kayembe. is Elia. It's got Sadiki outside of him. Oh, that's so poor. Here's Motusami into Sadiki. Sadiki with a cross into the box. It's a header away by by Ben Sabani. That's a great ball by Sadiki to try and find Bakambu there. And header away by Ben Sabani. It's going to be a corner to Congo. And Bemba stepping forward. A man like Patrice Lumumba standing up in the crowd. Bongonda to take this corner. And it's a good claim by Zidane in the goal. It's a ball out of play. Just Belali just taking his eye off the ball. It goes out of play. Should be a throw in now to Congo. 5 minutes plus added time here in this first half. It's been an entertaining first half, high level game. You can see it's a bit of a chess match, which is what you want from a quarterfinal. A last 16 with hopefully an opportunity for one of these teams to make it into the quarterfinals to take on Nigeria. Here's Mukau to Mbemba. Is Joris Kayembe. Gonna go back to Siddiqui. Goes over to Mbemba. And here is Mukau now, stepping forward into midfield. Here is Wan-Bissaka loses the ball. It's a bit of space here now for Amora. It's going to find Mazza now. As Mazza takes a shot, and it's just wide of the goal behind for a goal kick in Passy to take. It's a bit of space for Algeria after seeing Wan-Bissaka out of position, but his shot was off target. They're going to sub out Bakambu. Why do you think that is, bro? Do you think he's not playing well enough, or is it because there could be a potential for him potentially getting an early bath? Let me know. Big up to everybody who's watching right now, wherever you're watching right now. If you're on Pros Only Sports, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're new, hit that notification bell. Afcon 2025, home and away, Afcon live. We are here for more games in the tournament. Here's Bongonda, gets bundled over by Chaibi, and it will be Congo free kick. Yeah, definitely a foul by Chaibi. Big up to Defez here, saying, come on, DRC, Balassi and Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Might be interesting. Balassi might make it back into the Congo squad for the World Cup, apparently. I heard that was one of those things. It's Gel Kakuta's last chance, potentially, for a World Cup, maybe. If Congo make it to the World Cup through the playoffs, they still may have to navigate an intercontinental playoff in March. One of Jamaica or New Caledonia will join them in that final, and we'll see who qualifies for the World Cup. Bissaka finally experiencing his World Cup Afcon. Yeah, down that he's struggling a little bit with Ait and with the interchange of Chaibi, Amora, and Mazza at times as well. The poor free kick by Congo. Amora tried to keep it in, but let's see it again. Bongon kick. It's cleared away by Ait. is Bongonda. And that's no, it's a corner to Congo instead. I thought it would be a free kick though. It's been a corner. They've changed the decision, even though they're saying it should have been a free kick. The Congo players, few wrong decisions happening by this referee and his assistants here. 1 minute of added time here in this first half. It's been quite cagey from both teams, to be honest. No team wants to make a mistake, but I knew this was going to be a very high level game, and that's what you get when you get into the knockout stages with two top teams. Is Kayembe being pressed by Amora and Mares, but he's able to calmly go back to Anzebe, and here's Mpasi in. They don't need to rush. They get through the half. There's to Anzebe. Mpasi goes long. There's It's a space now. Goes wide. Shaibi and defended well. I know it's half time. It's half time, and Algeria can't take the corner that they had earned. Algerian players will be frustrated with that. And it's half time here between these two sides. Algeria unable to take that corner kick that they earned towards the end. But now we are here at half time, 0-0 high level game between these two sides. Algeria starting off pretty well, very confident with the ball, passing it out of the back into midfield, out wide, trying to get in behind this very compact and very structured defense of the Congolese. And pressing as well from the front whenever Congo have the ball. So Congo forcing Congo to go long and direct towards Bakambu or Elia, or on in the kind of front, and Bongonda in those kind of front three positions. Um, I think it's been a very good game. It's high level. This is what you're expecting from two top teams in the continent. Congo found their way in the game a little bit, had that chance by Bakambu as he kind of pressed high, was able to nick the ball away from, I think it was Ben Sabeni, and he was bearing down on goal, went a bit wide after his little touch, was able to take a shot and saved by Lucas Zidane. And then from the subsequent corner, a header from Tuanzebe, which took a nick off of, I think it was Mondi in the box and went just past the post for Algeria. I think that's been the best chance of the game for Congo, and maybe the best chance overall in the game. Algeria haven't really created a clear-cut chance. Maybe just towards the end there, Ibrahim Mazza with a shot just wide of Mpassi's goal as the space kind of opened up after Wan-Bissaka just vacated his area defensively. It's looking like it's going to be one of those types of things where a mistake, a brilliant piece of play, an impact substitution maybe changes the dynamic of the game and then gives one of these teams an advantage. But it could be also one of those situations where a set piece wins it, a scrappy goal wins it. It's that kind of a game. Or we might be even going to extra time penalties. I'll be here for it. I can't lie. But I think in terms of keys to change things in the second half, I think for Congo specifically, they have to press a little bit higher. They're allowing the centre backs of Algeria to step forward with a lot of freedom, and that they are not the quickest. Mondi and Ben Sabani are not the quickest defenders. So if you can find ways of creating turnovers and then getting in behind, they're not going to be able to catch up with some of the quick forwards that you have in the likes of Bongonda, and Bakambu as well is pretty deceptively quick, and so is Elia as well. So they've got to press a little bit further. but then also make sure that they stay compact whenever Algeria have the opportunity to play in between the lines. For Algeria, I think the Mazar kind of false nine position isn't really working. They kind of need somebody like maybe I'm not saying you get rid of Maz. I think he needs to stay in the side, but maybe make him play in a number 10 role, um, and potentially put Boudnajar up front, just as a bit more of a target man that can really trouble those two defenders of Tuanzebe and Chancellor Mbemba, because I think they're quite comfortable with Ibrahim Mazar. They're quite comfortable tracking his movements. They're quite comfortable as well with his positioning, and he's not troubling them too much. You need someone to occupy and trouble them, and so that's what they probably need to do if they want to be able to get something a bit more out of those defenders for Congo. Should be interesting to see what happens. Big up to everybody who's watching right now, wherever you are on Pros Only Sports YouTube. And if you're here for the first time, make sure you're hitting that like button and subscribe button as well. If you're new, if you are on X, make sure you're hitting a like button on that video, retweet that broadcast, and follow the account Pros Only Sports on X. Make sure you do so on Instagram and TikTok as well. We have one more game in the 16 taking place tonight. Ivory Coast taking on Burkina Faso. Should be a very interesting game. That's another one where it's going to be a physical battle. It's tough. There's going to be a lot of skill involved as well. Should be interesting. The champions, the defending champions, Ivory Coast, from the pre-tournament in their home tournament, trying to keep their tournament hopes alive, get into a quarterfinals and face Egypt in the last eight. In this tie, the winner will face Nigeria, which also will be a very high-level game. Can't wait to see that. That's going to be on Saturday, I believe. So we can't wait to see that one. And a reminder, the other two quarterfinals are set. Mali will be taking on Senegal in the first game on Friday. And then the evening, we will see the game between Cameroon and Morocco, the hosts. Should be a very interesting set of fixtures, high-level games. I'm expecting a lot of drama. I'm expecting some good football from both of those games. So let's see what happens in the rest of these games for today, the second half here, and the game later on this evening. And let's see who joins Nigeria in the next round, and Egypt in the next round. To everybody watching right now. Second half will be starting very shortly, so make sure you stay tuned here with me on Pros Only Sports. Big up to everybody who is giving this a watch right now, wherever you are. And yeah, we're here, man. I think some standouts in this game so far. I've liked the work from Begali, the right back for Algeria. Boudawi as well in midfield for Algeria has been really good. You've seen a lot of good work from Mahrez and Amora. On the other side, been seeing a lot of good work from Joris Kayembe coming forward, trying to keep a little bit of the momentum from the attacking perspective in the midfield. Motusami has been really good in midfield as well, keeping the ball moving forward. Mbemba and Tuanzebe have been solid at the back there. Need to see a little bit more from Elia on that left-hand side. He's not really troubling Begali, even though Begali goes forward and there's a lot of gaps sometimes. You know, he needs to trouble them a bit more. We're looking at this chance for Bakambu here. Takes a shot because he was all on his own. Elia was there on the center of the spot, but unable to do so. Unable to find him there. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in the second half. A lot of pressing from Algeria. I expect that not to continue too much in the rest of the game as they begin to tire, especially if they are unable to get a goal. But yeah, let's see what happens. It's looking at that chance from Tuanzebe. I think the ball actually came off the head of a Algerian player. It should have been a corner. Been a few questionable decisions by the referee in this game. Couple of free kicks maybe not given to the right person, or corner kicks not given, or goal kicks given. It's been a bit of a shaky one for the referee, but he hasn't had much to deal with, unlike the referee from the game between Mali and Tunisia, where he was dealing with a lot. a lot of tackles flying in, very physical game. He was giving a lot of yellow cards out and gave out a red card as well to Wayo Koulibaly, who will miss their quarterfinal against Senegal. So, which I actually think is probably good because he was very nervous in the game and was unable to keep up with the game and lost the concentration and ended up tackling somebody really badly for Tunisia and ended up getting sent off and putting his team in so much danger, which they were able to survive a good chunk of the game to be able to get themselves a penalty shootout and win on penalties. So yeah, they've had a lot of rest. So it should be interesting to see what happens moving forward. Big up to everybody. I'll be back in 2 seconds. We'll be here for the second half very shortly. Peace. Yes. We are back in the building once again, people. Make sure you hitting the like button and subscribe button as well if you're new here on Pros Only Sports YouTube. And if you're on X, we're streaming live on X. Make sure you follow the account Pros Only Sports on X, on Instagram, and on TikTok as well. One more game for tonight in the last 16. Ivory Coast taking on Burkina Faso. I cannot wait for that game. And then we move into the quarterfinals. Friday, Saturday, 4 games to determine who will make it through to the semi-finals, which will take place next week, Wednesday. 2 games, 4 teams, and an opportunity to get to the final, which will take place on Sunday, the 18th of January. And the third place will be determined. Losers of those 2 semi-final ties will be taking place on the Saturday before the final on the 17th of January. So still a lot of football to be played. Afcon is continuing for at least another 10 days. 12 days. 12 days instead. So it should be interesting. Second half is about to begin. We're back here with everything on the TV. Algerian fans in the stadium really enjoying their moments in this tournament so far. Congo fans in the stadium really enjoying their time at the African Cup of Nations. And I love the unity, man. There's a mixture of everybody in the stadiums, all the African people together, which is always a good thing to see. The Algerian supporters are happy to see their team get through the group stages. As I mentioned before, they've been knocked out at the group stages in each of the last two African Cup of Nations. So a great performance to get through 3 wins out of 3 in the group stages to get them through to this last 16 tie. And they wouldn't think that they would have to navigate such a tough tie so early on in the competition. But if you want to be champions, you have to play everybody. You have to play the best. So this is a big test for them. As I mentioned during this game, they've been okay. They haven't been like super amazing. They've been able to get some good passages of play together, get some good spells of possession, but not enough to get in behind this resolute and compact defense of the Congo team. As for Congo, they haven't really created too many clear cut chances, but probably have the two best chances of the game. So they need to do a little bit more to get a bit more of a foothold in this game, get more possession, more quality possession, so that they can move forward and have more attacks in this second half. But let's see, man. Let's see what this game has had in store for us for this next half of football. It's been a very interesting few days in the last 16 of this tournament. Yesterday, we had a very entertaining game between Egypt and Benin. Egypt taking the lead after 75 minutes and then pegged back late in the game, so that it went to extra time. And then in extra time, they were able to overpower the Benin side and get the victory to move through to these quarterfinals. And then obviously we had the hosts had a hard fought 1-0 victory over Tanzania, who are making their first appearance in the knockout phase of the African Cup of Nations, after coming third place in their group. And they were able to come through the hosts with a few scares, but able to beat Tanzania and go through to face Cameroon, who also had a hard fought battle against South Africa, Bafana Bafana. Hanging on towards the end as Bafana were closing in on the equalizer. That young team will get an opportunity against the hosts in the quarterfinals. Players returning from the tunnel now, which should be very interesting between these two sides. Let's see what happens as these two teams return to the field of play. Algerian players now exiting the tunnel and will make their way onto the field of play as well. Players going to do their warm-ups as they return to the field of play. Nigeria players also returning to the field of play. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in the second half. We're about to return very, very soon, people. So big up to everybody who's watching along right now. Appreciate the support during this tournament. I've really enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed it and appreciated the love and support. Still a lot more football to be played, so please stay tuned. Should be very entertaining towards the end of this tournament. The quality has been high level throughout this tournament so far. Should be some more shocks, great goals, and great standard of football throughout the rest of this tournament. And we've kicked off second half here. Algeria to kick from right to left. Here's Ait Nouri. Here's Benassir. Here's Ben Sabeni. And Mondi. Back to Ben Sabeni. And the ball just goes out of play Nori just keeping his eye off the ball, and it goes out of play for a throw into Congo. Wan-Bissaka to take. Here's Motusami. Goes out of play for an Algeria throw. They win the ball back, Congo. Here's Elia. Sorry, that's Mbemba, sorry. Nori is down, holding the back of his ankle. Sorry, that's Amora down and cleared away. It's gone out of play for Amora is down. So we have a stoppage in play here. He thinks he's been fouled. I think by Motusami. Drop ball and given back to Congo. That's nice from Sadiki Kayembe to Anzebe. Here's Motusami to Anzebe. It's going to go back to Impasi as Congo trying to get away from the press. And now Benacer is down in the center of the pitch. He's holding the back of his hamstring. That's not good. It looks like he's going to come off the pitch. Ishmael Benacer substitution is about to come. This is a big blow for Algeria. Abdelli will come on in his place. Benacer is coming off. That's not good. He's going to get an ovation by the crowd. Let's have a look here. Just feels the back of his hamstring. Abdelli comes on in his place. Big, big blow for Algeria, losing Ismail Benacer, very experienced footballer, former AC Milan player. Here's Mbemba. Back to Mpasi. It's a long ball forward towards Elia. And here's Bongonda. Is Tuanzebe to Motusami. Here's Kayembe. Here's Sadiki. There's a bit of space here now in the midfield for Sadiki. He goes out wide to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. That's a good ball. It's cleared away by Begali. Back to Wan-Bissaka. Here's Motusami. Here's Mbemba. This Kayembe loses out. Here is Riyad Mahrez now. It is Maza towards Amora or to Sammy. Passes it to Siddiqui. Now there's some space. Here's Bakambu. Comes forward. The ball goes wide. Yeesh. And it's cleared away by Ben Sabani. Wambasaka to Mukau. Is Mbemba to Anzebe. Siddiqui. Motusami. Is Siddiqui again. Is Kayembe. And Belkali cleans up, and it should be a goal kick to Algeria. Lucas Zidane, Mondi, Congo just trying to press. Is Maris, Boudawi, is Belgali, is Mondi, is Bedeli, is Zidane, is Mondi, sorry, Ben Sabaini, is Boudawi, getting pressed now by this Congolese team. That's what they need to do. Press a bit more. Don't give them don't give them any time. Can't be pressing. So they're doing well. They're pressing them well. Now don't give them time on the ball so that they can just play out from the back. It's a long ball now. Cleared away. It's Elio trying to clean up here. Here's Kayembe. Gives the ball away. Here's Maza. Here's Mares. Here's Boudawi. Cross. And Chaibi with a header. And it goes wide. Good pressing from Algeria just to win the ball back by Boudawi with the cross and Chaibi with the header. It's gone wide. Here's Mbemba. Gets fouled off the ball there by Amora. It's Mbemba. There's Wan-Bissaka to take the throw. Just gonna go forward to Bongonda. Is there gonna be a free kick? Oh, it's an offside. It's a foul. A foul by Bakambu on Ben Sabani. So it was a foul. I don't know how that's really a foul, but it's a free kick to Algeria. Ben Sabani is down. Small stoppage, but he's back on his feet, holding his ankle. They'll take a free kick. And Zidane. Here's Mondi for Algeria. There's Boudawi, Belgali, and ball goes out of play for a throw into Congo. Is Mpasi. Sami, Siddiqui, give the ball away. Here's Abdelli, back to Siddiqui. Here's Elia. Mondi. It's a corner to Congo. There's pace that they have down the sides that can get behind or in these channels behind Mondi and Ben Sabani. They just need to exploit them a little bit more. Here's Bongonda looking for Elia. There's a cross into the box. Played away by Mondi. Him and Zidane just clash. Sorry, Ben Sabani clashes with Zidane. They both try and go for the ball to clear it. They didn't talk. They weren't communicating. Ben Sabani and Zidane. It's gonna be a corner to Congo, but Ben Sabani is down in the goal mouth, or just in front of the goal mouth. There's a lack of communication there. Sees Ben Sabani down with a clobber back in the back of the head by his own goalkeeper Zidane. Ben Sabani is back up, a bit shaken up by that punch in the back of the head by Zidane. Hopefully he's okay and can continue. He's gonna go off the pitch after receiving some treatment. But it's a corner to Congo, nonetheless. And they're down to 10 men. Yeah, they're down to 10 men temporarily, Algeria. Corner. Bit of a delay to come in here. Referee's just trying to make sure that there's no infringements from any player in the center of the box. They go short, Congo. Flick on. It's back in Bemba with a shot, and it's blocked by Budawi. And here is Wan-Bissaka to take the throw in for Congo. Bissaka to take Wan-Bissaka to take a long throw. It's cleared away by Nori. Here's Amora now. He can push forward now. Amora on the break now. Algeria. Here's Chai. It's a cross and cleared away by Kayembe. And Elia now can take the ball and move forward. Slows it down. And he gives it away. You got to take him off, man. He's you have to take him off. You got to take off Elia. He's not been good in this game at all. I don't understand why there's no players that are better than him. They bring on Fiston Mayele or somebody, man. Give on Kakuta, man. He'll give more than Elia. Here's Ait Nori. The ball's gone out. With play by Chaibi. Tried to find a back heel. Let's have a look at this chance again. Bongonda, flick on by Elia. Bemba, and it's a good block by Budawi. And Bakambu is down. Bakambu is down. Mbaku is looking like he's being ready to come on, and I think that's good. Take off Elia because he's not been good enough. Back up on his feet. No. Get him off, bruv. Get him off. He's been bad in this game. Elia off. Mbuku is coming on, man. I think he's going to offer way more. Needed to take him off because he's been very poor. He's been very, very poor in this game. Very, very poor. Bakambu back onto the pitch. And Algeria will have a throw here. All right, Nori takes it quickly to Ben Sabani, who's back and recovered. Here is Mondi. The pressing is now started from Congo, which is what they needed to do in this second half to be able to give themselves some sort of a foothold in the game. Obviously, Algeria are going to be a lot of them are very press resistant, so they can beat it with their passing, but a bit of work rate and physicality might disrupt their flow. Is Ben Sabani. All right, Nori. Amora. Back towards Mondi. Here's Ben Sabani. They lose the ball. Here's Bongonda. Pushing forward now. Here's Bongonda still going. No foul. Just goes down quite easily. And Algeria have the possession of the ball again. Here's Budawi. Ball in space here for Begali, but Tuanzebe cleans up. Here's Mbuku to Motusami. It's bundled off the ball. Here's here's Abdeli. And Amura to Anzebi just cleaning up again. Here's Kayembe. It's handball there by Siddiqui, but they continue. Here's Ivory. Here's Nori. Sabeni Mon. Diagonal towards Belgali. Gets headed away by Mbuku. And they take the throw in quickly. Algeria try to press forward after 20 minutes in this second half here. Still 25 minutes to go. It's a ball over the top. Chai was nearly in. Pass, he's quick off his line just to gather and gets rid of the danger. Here's Wan-Bissaka, Bongonda. It's a throw into Algeria. Like Nori took it too quickly. Here's Abdelli, Boudawi, Ben Sabeni. It's a good turn by Mazar, but Chaibi not on the same wavelength as Mazar. Tuanzebe just stepping forward from defense. Oh, that's poor from Tuanzebe. Gives the ball away. The ball behind Kayembe goes up for a throw to Algeria. Here's Abdelli. It's a ball forward by Mondi towards Belgali. Kayembe clears out for the throw into Algeria. They take quickly as Mares gets pulled by Mbuku, I think it is. It's a free kick to Algeria. Yeah. As soon as Mares felt the contact, he went straight down. Even if it was stopped, he went down. It's a free kick. Free kick to Algeria. Riyad Mahrez standing over this. Chaibi is alongside him there. Trying to work out a routine here. Mahrez tried to shoot and it's well over the bar. I think he was trying to catch out and Passy in the goal, but bit of a waste for Algeria. Here's Mbemba now, pushing forward for Congo. Bakambu with the header. Here is Wan-Bissaka. Tried to go past Aït-Nouri and good tackle by Aït-Nouri. It's going to be some changes. Kakuta and Kayembe to come on. Mukau off. Kakuta on. And Sadiki off for Kayembe. It's a strange one, but I don't think he's really done much in the game, Sadiki, to really affect the game. So they've made the change. And Gal Kakuta is on as well. He was really good in the game between themselves and Botswana, their final group game. He got 2 assists and a goal, I think. So he had a great game. So he's going to get an opportunity here in his final 20 minutes plus added time. All right, Nori's coming off. Nori is coming off, and Mahrez is coming off. Belaid and Haj Musa coming on too. It's a big call, man. It's Algeria. Algeria in possession of the ball now. 20 minutes plus added time here. Delhi. Here's Mondi into the middle. Is Mazda. It's no foul called by the ref. Here's Kayembe. Just going to find Wan-Bissaka in some space. Trying to get into the box. And he gets something. He gets a corner. That's good there from Wan-Bissaka. And he gets himself a corner. Mbuku to take this corner for Congo. There's an opportunity here for Congo. There, Tuanzebe and Mbemba up from the back. Got still have the threat of Bakambu as well in the air. They go short. There's Bongonda. Mbuku. That was a good. That was a really. And it's a free kick to Algeria. Ben Sabeni went down. Yeah, he's fouled there by. I think it was Mbemba. Free kick to Algeria. Zidane to take. And here is Mondi. Buadi. Back to Mondi. Chaibi. Amora into Maza. And here's Amora into the box. Here's Haj Musa. Here's Kakuta now. What can he do? Impact sub can he be? Here's Bongonda. Here's Wan-Bissaka. Bongonda. It's from the challenger Delhi. Bongonda was trying to find Bakambu. It's Kayembe. Shoot. Shot! And it's comfortably in the hands of Zidane. Good hands. Kayembe just cleaning up here for Congo. Here's Budawi. He goes down under the challenge. He's off the pitch. Here's Algeria. Here's Belaid. So they've switched to a back three now of Belaid, Mondi, and Ben Sabani. Motusami. Here's Wan-Bissaka. Bongonda. Tried to find Kakuta. He was making a little run, overlapping. It's a bit of space here now for Ibrahim Mazza. What can he do? Here is Amra. They come forward. Ibrahim Mazza didn't read the pass here, hesitated, and then it goes into the hands of Impasi. Congo, with 15 minutes left plus added time, can they get themselves the lead in this game? It's been a tight, cagey match so far, chess match. High level game though. Little chances. Both teams trying to find the opening. Both teams trying to force a mistake is a foul by Budawi on Motusami. Here's Tuanzebe towards Wan-Bissaka. Here's Ben Sabani. Mondi. Abdelli. Ben Sabani. Belaid. Here's Mondi. Out wide for Haji Musa. Goes back to Mondi. Here's Belaid. Goes wide diagonally to Ben Sabani. Here's Rudawi. Abdelli. Here's Shaibi. Here's Budawi. Here's Haj Musa. Haj Musa takes a strike and it's straight into the hands of Impasi. Here's Motusami. Sorry, that's Kayembe. Here's Tuanzebe. Here's Mbemba. Who can get themselves an advantage? Oh, he steps forward. Mbemba. Can he make a good pass? He does. Here's Bongonda. Kakuta. Here's Wan-Bissaka. And Bongonda. Ben Sabani just comes forward with the ball. Here's Amora up against Mbemba. And he goes past. Mbemba, here's Amora by himself. And takes the shot. And it's Impasi with another save. He was waiting for support. He was by himself, Amora, so he just had to take the shot himself. Here's Motusami. Here's Kayembe. Mbemba. Here's Mbemba. Abdelli wins the ball back. Haji Musa. Here's Belagali. Here's Mondi. Belagali. Budawi. Haji Musa. Back to Budawi. Trying to go past Motusami, but good tackle by Motusami. It's cleared away. Mbuku. Here's Kayembe. Back to Mbuku. It's a bit of space here now. And he wins the ball, Belgali. And it's a foul by Belgali. It's a bit late, the whistle from the referee. Yoris Kayembe standing over the ball for this free kick. They take it quickly. Here's Tuanzebe. Here's Motusami. Here's Mbemba. Out wide to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Mbemba. Motusami. And Buku off of that left-hand flank. What can he do? Oh, he gives it away. And here's Haj Musa. Here's Shaibi. Cuts inside. And then it's a foul. Wan-Bissaka just fouling Chaibi. It's been a really even game so far. Both teams struggling to get in behind the defenses of either side. We're approaching the final 10 minutes now of this game plus added time. So free kick to Algeria. They feel like they're in the ascendancy after the last 5 minutes, a few chances in behind. As as players are getting tired, substitutions have been made and disrupting the flow of things in the game so far. Now it's all about being concentrated in these moments because these could be moments where the game is won and lost. Free kick to Algeria, Haj Musa and Chaibi standing over it. Is Chaibi with the free kick and headed by Maza out for a goal kick. Man said Congo is so overhyped. They're playing with fear, man. They're fearful of what the Algerians have up front in terms of their speed. I think they're better than this Congo, but they've disappointed so far. Though I agree with you. Today they've disappointed. They could have done more in this game. I think pressing more, be a bit more aggressive. They just haven't. They get the blueprint to beat them is to be aggressive, but be smart in your aggression. Not just fouling, but like um, pressing, work rate in the midfield, and then take your chances. Is Bongonda, Wan-Bissaka, Bongonda fouling Ben Sabeni. It's a free kick to Algeria. Bongonda with the foul. Mazda coming off for Budneja, which is what I thought would have happened a lot earlier. Maybe not for Mazda, but Zidane to take this free kick for Algeria. Wan-Bissaka trying to clear away. There's Kayembe. The long ball forward. He said, I already like Jamaica's chances against them if they are so scared. Jamaica need to beat New Caledonia, bro. I don't even know if that could happen, bro. I can't lie. Here's Amora back to Ben Sabeni. Aid. Here's Abdelli. We're heading into extra time as it stands. There's Belaid. Vidawi. There's Budawi. Ben Sabeni with a cross, and it's going to be a corner to Algeria. They're trying to they're trying to will this goal in, the Algerian supporters in the stadium, because these moments are important towards the end of the game, and it's all about concentration. Let's see what can happen here. Will they be able to get something out of this game, Algeria? So Chaibi with the Cross. Oof, Impassi comes out of. Oof, still with his Haj Musa, and then straight at Impassi, and it just bounces away. Now, can they break Congo? Who's Motusami? Decides to go forward, Bongonda, and it's a throw in to Congo. Let's have a look at this again. Impassi unable to get the punch right. There's a shot by Haj Musa straight at Impassi and then cleared away. It's a poor punch attempt by Impassi the first time. He's lucky. Bongonda seems to be coming off, and Mayele coming on. Bakambu's coming off too. Fiston Mayele for Bakambu. And I think Bongonda's coming off as well. DRC is underrated. Opta roughly had this roughly as 2/3 Nigeria, 1/3 to DRC. And they're going for it now. They're going for it now. What can Congo do? Or Algeria in this game? 3 minutes plus added time to go. Here come Algeria trying to get past this block of Congo. Ball forward, cleared away. Is Kayembe. Mbemba. Here's Mayele. Here's Kakuta. Here's Mbuku. So who's Motusami with a cross? Balikwisha unable to gather. Ben Sabeni taking the throw here for Algeria. It's Chaibi. Crossfield pass to Belgali. Can he get forward? Yeah, he does. He's pushing forward now, understanding the moment in the game. His Haj Musa slowing it down a bit more. And they go back to Mondi. Here's Balaid. Here's Abdeli. And here's Haj Musa in behind to Belgali. It's a poor cross. It's a poor cross execution by Belgali. Long kick forward by Mpasi. Headed by Chaibi. Balling behind towards Amora. He's on his own. Haj Musa tried to flick it on. Here's Mbuku. There's some space here for Mbuku. What can he do here? Here's Motusami. They're pushing forward Congo. Is Balikwisha. Cross. Mayele! Oh, that was a chance for Mayele. It's a corner to Algeria. It's a great ball by Balakwisha, and it was headed away by Belaid. A good defensive header. That was a chance there, but it's a good defensive header by Belaid. Because otherwise, Fiston Mayele would have headed that into the net. 3 minutes of added time here. We're into the first minute already. Here's Mbuku. Corner. Punched away by Zidane. What can is Kayembe goes all the way back to Mpasi. We're going. Looks like we're heading into extra time here between these two teams. There's Mpasi. Long ball forward. Here's Boudawi. Goes wide to Haj Musa. Last chance here for Algeria. Looks like Haj Musa to Chaibi. And here's a poor cross. Just gone out. Yeah. Be a goal kick to Congo. Will they get one chance here, Congo, or will they settle for 0-0 and head into extra time? I think that stayed in, but maybe it curled out. And yeah, let's see. Mpasi with the kick out. Abdeli with the header. Is Budneja. To Sami. Akuta just fouling. I'm going to be heading into extra time. Is Amora comes inside, cross into no man's land, and Mpasi, and that's it. That is full time. 0-0. Nothing separating these teams, and it looks as if we have another extra time here in the last 16. 0-0. A game of few chances. Very, 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 very high level chess match between these two teams, these two managers, these two sets of players. A lot of changes have been made. It kind of maybe disrupted the flow towards the end, but we have an extra half an hour here of football here at the African Cup of Nations. Algeria 0, Congo 0. Big up to everybody who's watching right now. It's very tense in the stadium. It's very tense between the players. It's very tense in terms of the way they're playing. Nobody wants to make a mistake to see their team getting knocked out of this competition. But a team has to win and face Nigeria in the last 8. So let's see what happens here. Big up to everybody who's watching right now, wherever you're watching right now. If you're on X, make sure you follow Pros Only Sports on X, retweet the broadcast, like the video, and make sure you also follow on Instagram and on TikTok. If you're on YouTube, make sure you're in that like button, subscribe button as well. If you're new, hit the notification bell. We've still got more football, half an hour, maybe even penalties next in this game. And then we have a later game tonight, Ivory Coast against Burkina Faso. Big out to everybody. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Peace. Big up, everybody. We're back. Extra time, half an hour of football to see if we can get a goal to see one of these teams through to the quarterfinals to play Nigeria in that game on Saturday. Big up to Super Nick. Appreciate you for coming through. It's going to be interesting. I thought the game would be a little bit more entertaining, but it's been a bit more of a chess match. Zinedine Zidane in the stadium supporting his son as he makes his debut here at the African Cup of Nations for his nation of Algeria. We have restarted here. Thought the game would be a bit more. I knew it was going to be high level, but I thought it would be a little bit more entertainment. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to see that entertainment so far. Hopefully, we'll see something else in the game. In this extra time period, I think both teams just really need to take a bit more of a risk, to be honest with you. And I think they did make some changes, both teams towards the end. I think more for Congo, they needed to. Here's Gael Kakuta, who's one of the substitutes that came on. Fiston Mayele has come on as well to try and push forward. And here's Joris Kayembe into Kakuta. Gives the ball away. And Mayele just fouling Belaid. Algeria take the free kick. Amora goes down under the tackle of Kayembe. That was Edo Kayembe who fouls Amora there. So we have free kick to Algeria. He's gone down with cramp actually, so it wasn't really a foul. He just went down with cramp. Amora. I wonder what they're going to do here. Are they just going to continue with the free kick, or the referee reverse this and turn it into a drop ball or something? He's back up now, Amora, shaking off the cramp. Let's see what happens though in this game. Here's Belaid. Cleared away. Some interesting substitutions though by this Congolese team. Sidiki coming off for Edo Kayembe in the midfield, which I was a bit surprised at. He had a quiet game, but still, as a young player, still had a lot to offer in if he can get a bit further forward, but unfortunately unable to do so. Here's Wan-Bissaka with the throw-in. Kakuta with a flick on towards Mayele, who's fired. Here's Budawi. Here's Belgali. And here's Mondi taking over the captain's armband from Riyad Mahrez, who's also been taken off Algeria. Ball out wide to Haji Musa. He gives that away. Motusami. Bad tackle. Balikwisha being tackled by Belgali. It's the first yellow card of the game, which is actually very surprising. And this is where I said the physicality should have been a bit more implemented by this Congolese team to really get into the skin of the Algerians. But that's the first yellow card we see in this game. Balikwisha just been tackled there by Belgali, just a lazy tackle there. But yeah. Is Mondi. Is Abdelli. Is Belaid. Is Ben Sabeni over the top towards Budneja. Here's Amora. Budneja should be in the box, but just hanging out there on the wing. Mayele is being marshaled by Belaid. Here's Belhali. It's a good tackle by Joris Kayembe. Edo Kayembe. Forward towards Mayele. To Anzebe. Here's Joris Kayembe. They lose the ball again. Algeria winning the ball back in. Here's Belaid. Here's Mondi. Zidane. Here's Belaid. It's a good turn by Chaibi. Sets himself. Here's Haj Musa, one of the late substitutes. And doesn't get past Joris Kayembe, who's had a decent game for Congo here. And Boudaoui fighting with Alaquisha and Kayembe. And it's a throw-in still to Algeria. They're still in this corner here. Trying to put some pressure on in this first half of extra time here. Budneja, Belhali. Budneja with a turn. Cross towards Amora. He's able to keep it. Come off his head. Amora up against Aaron Wan-Bissaka, the spider. Back to Ben Sabeni. Good turn by Chaibi. Here's Boudaoui. Back to Chaibi. And they lose it now. There's a bit of time and space here for Mbuku if he wants it. He loses the ball. Here's Abdelli. Here's Amora. Budneja in the box and headed away by Chancellor Mbemba. Here's Haj Musa into the box now. And then Balaquisha just gets fouled after getting the interception. And Haj Musa with the booking. Good work by Balaquisha just to clean up defensively, relieve a bit of pressure early on in this first half of extra time for Congo, and they get a free kick to be taken shortly. Here's Tuanzebe. They've been solid at the back there, Chancellor Mbemba and Tuanzebe. It's a good partnership between the two of them. Here's Mbuku now. In towards Kayembe. Giving away. It's now Mbemba to just clean up. He gives it away. It's Kayembe just to clean up now. And they give it away. Goes out of play for a throw into Algeria. They're pushing forward. Is Amora. Here's Budneja. Going to drive into the box. Going to take a shot. And it's curls just wide of the post by Mpassi. Past the goal of Mpassi, sorry. A few of the Congo players were not concentrating because they thought there was a foul. They were expecting a decision, and then they just continued playing Algeria, and they were nearly in behind there. Mbemba just getting a booking for blocking off Amora. He gets booked. Here's Mbemba. To Anzebe. Long ball towards Balikwisha, but cleared away. And Mbemba just clears up field. And Mondi with a header into the feet of Joris Kayembe. It's only a throw into Congo. Here's Mbuku, surrounded by Algerian players, and referee just says play on after what looked like an apparent foul on Mbuku. Good hold up play from Budnajar. He's away from Mbemba. Goes wide to Amora. Into the box. And Passy catches and then drops. Amora with the ball into the box towards Budnajar. Passy catches, drops, and then catches again. I said this ref is pro Algeria. I can't lie, I've been seeing it, bro. The referee's Egyptian. He's been giving them decisions, man, and not really making them fair, bro. I can't lie. I thought that was a foul on Mbuku that led to this counter attack for Algeria. There was 3 players around him. He must have been fouled for them to win the ball, but unfortunately they didn't give it. So Mpassi's gone down. I mean, to do a little bit of time wasting as we edge towards the end of this first half of extra time. Let's see what actually happens here. He's back on his feet, and we will restart here. Here's Mbemba. Long ball forward. Cleared up field by Mondi. And here's Buneja. He just gives the ball away by hit. Ooh. It's a free kick. Amora is down, holding his ankle. Eesh. And Kayembe. Eesh. It's going to be booked here. Kayembe. He's holding his foot. Algeria won a red card with water falling down. Edo Kayembe has been booked. He's holding his like toe area. He's feeling pain. Yeah. You can see a red card coming. I mean, that tackle might be reviewed by VAR if we're not careful by Kayembe, and that's all his fault, by the way. That's too late in the tackle there, but he's down. There's a minute left of added time here in this first half of extra time. Let's see what happens. Kayembe going to head off the pitch limping. What's going to happen here? He seems okay. It's going to be a free kick to Algeria. I'll take him off if I'm Congo. But he's not coming off. There's not being any VAR. We're just going to continue. He's been booked. Referee did the right thing there. Shaibi and Haj Musa standing over this free kick. Haj Musa takes. Ben Sabini with the header and a comfortable save for Mpasi. Mpasi will take this upfield and we will head into the second half of extra time very quickly here. So it's half time here in the extra time. It's still 0-0. We are going to be heading into the second part of this extra time period. Hey, what do you mean? Am I far behind? It's half time extra time right now for me. Am I behind? Let me see. Have they returned? Let me do my refresh. No, I don't think so. I think they're just walking off. I think they're just walking off. You lot are gonna obviously be ahead of me. If you're watching on TV at home, you're ahead of me. But if you're watching on the apps, then we should be in time. Big up to everybody watching right now. We have nearly 100 people in here watching live right now. Big up to yourselves. Thank you for coming through. Make sure wherever you're watching, if you're watching on Pros Only Sports YouTube, make sure you're hitting the like button, subscribe button as well. If you're new, hit the notification bell because there's a lot more African Cup of Nations content. Home and away Afcon live. Another game after this one, Ivory Coast, Burkina Faso. If you're on X, make sure you follow Pros Only Sports on X. Retweet this video, like the video too, and then make sure you also follow on Instagram and TikTok, Pros Only Sports. A lot of African Cup of Nations content still to come. They still have at least 12 days left of football. It's not really 12 days, but it's 12 days until the final at the very least. We obviously know nearly 3/4 of the quarterfinalists in this competition. France, Mali, Senegal. Then it is Cameroon, Morocco. And then Egypt are awaiting the winner of the later game between Ivory Coast and Burkina Faso. And then finally, Nigeria are awaiting the winner of this tie between Algeria and Congo. Then we will know who our quarterfinalists are. And then we'll have to see what happens on Friday and Saturday. Let's see. These teams are going to swap sides and we will see what will happen between Algeria and Congo. I think we're going to penalties though, people. Big up to everybody who's watching right now. Drizzy, you're saying you're a second behind, and we're okay. A second is fine. It's fine. But I think we're going to penalties, people. This is what's happening. this is what's happening. And to be honest with you, I'm not mad at it, because I've not been so sure of Lucas Zidane. Lucas Zidane has only just made his debut for the nation. Maybe I think he won his second cap in their opening game, or maybe it's his third cap in the opening game against Sudan for the tournament for Algeria, and he hasn't really been tested yet. So a penalty shootout will really test who he is as a goalkeeper, and we get to see that real time. So I'm looking forward to hopefully a penalty shootout here between these two sides. But we've kicked off second half of extra time here. Is Boudaoui fouled by Kayembe. Is Mondi towards Haj Musa. It's going down the line. Gets fouled by Balakwisha. Balikwisha with a foul on Haj Musa there. Probably just you don't need to do that. Like, whilst yes, I understand the danger, but you also had a man covering, so you don't need to foul him. It's just a cheap free kick to give away. And if there's a good delivery here and you can see it's because of your mistake late in this game. And you've just come on, you're just a substitute as well. It's not like you've played the full 90 plus 91 105 minutes you would have played like Mbemba or Tuanzebe or Wan-Bissaka. They've played a lot of football. They should be feeling the tiredness in their legs, but they're not making silly tackles like this. So, let's hope they don't rue this silly foul that they've given away. Haj Musa and Chaibi over this free kick. Haj Musa takes and cleared away by Mayele. They'll pick it up again. Algeria just reset. Here's Belgali. Here's Abdelli. Wide towards Amura. Up against Wan-Bissaka. And it is a throw into Congo. Amura going down way too easy. Referee telling him to get up. Here's Kayembe. Edo Kayembe to Mbemba. Here's Motusami. And here is Tuanzebe. They go wide towards Kayembe. It's a foul, I think. It's a free kick, yeah. It's a foul on Kayembe. And Abdelli just fouling Kayembe there. It's a free kick to Congo. They take it quickly. Tuanzebe to Mbemba. Here's Motusami. It's Wan-Bissaka. Back to Motusami. Kayembe. Motusami. Mbuku. He'll go back to Mbemba. And Motusami's down with cramp. And he's cramped there. It looks like it's going to come off now. And there's going to be a change. I don't think he wants to go off. And Piquel is about to come on. Motusami's off and Piquel is on. Charles Piquel coming on Motusami off. I think that's a bit of a blow as well because I think Motusami would have taken a penalty in this game for Congo, but he comes off now with cramp. Algeria just giving the ball back. Here's Mpasi to Anzebi. Here's Mbemba. He gives the ball away. I think he's got some cramp maybe. Here's Amora. Hey, Chivy with a save from Mpasi. And that really came from the little limping that we saw from Mbemba. Is he going to go down? Is he injured? Cramp? That was a chance there. What happened to Mbemba? He's gone down in the box. He still doesn't look comfortable, does Mbemba? His Budnejar with a strike and then Mpasi with a save. I think Mbemba is suffering a little bit because he's not moving too comfortably. And Algeria trying to push forward to try and get this winner. They don't want to go to penalties, maybe. Here's Haj Musa. Unfortunately, the ball goes out of play. Passy with two saves. Two saves from Mpasi here. Is Mbuku now. Abdelli with the foul. What is happening, referee? Surely there's been two fouls. What the hell is going on? Belaid down, holding his face. I thought Mayele was fouled, and I thought, that's a foul. How the hell is that not a foul? What is up with this referee, man? So say Brian Passy from Chaibi. And he's come off Chaibi. And Bulbina will come on for Algeria. And Dowie off, Zaruki on. Quick drop ball. So ball forward towards Haj Musa and Joris Kayembe, Piquel, Balikwisha. Mayele goes down from Mondi. Headed by Wan-Bissaka. Here's Balikwisha. Wan-Bissaka. Here's Piquel. Tuanzebe. Here's Mbemba. Wan-Bissaka back to Mpasi. Here's Tuanzebe. It's a long ball into the channel, and Mayele's trying to chase after it, but he keeps it in. That's good work from him, is Balakwisha to Mayele into Piquel. His Kayembe, but it's offside. We're edging closer to this penalty shootout here for these two teams. Big up to everybody who's watching right now. Over 900 of you watching right now here on Pros Only Sports, wherever you're watching right now. If you're on X, make sure you're hitting that button on the video, retweet the broadcast, and then also follow the account Pros Only Sports on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, make sure, sorry, on X, if you're on YouTube, make sure you come over here, show us some love. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe button as well. If you're new, hit the notification bell. Loads more content here at the African Cup of Nations. I'm doing a lot of commentary analysis. Mandem are going to be here as well at different points right between now and the final. Here's Wan-Bissaka, long ball forward towards Mbuku, but unable to find him. Belayid getting himself a throw-in for his country. Time is ticking away, 4 minutes plus added time, which won't be much. And we're heading to penalties here, people. So ball forward. Here's Mbuku. He's coming forward now. He's gone past a couple. What can he do? Takes a shot himself, and it takes a deflection into the hands of Zidane. It was a bit annoying there. And Mbuku was looking for the glory. Here's Delhi into here's Belaid. Mondi back to Zidane. Belaid. Mondi. It's going to go long diagonal. Here's Piquel picking the ball up. They'll go back to Impassi, who would kick it long towards Mayele. And there's a bit of chance here. Here's Balikwisha. So poor. Just lost the composure. Here's Haj Musa. Abdele with there's some Zaruki. And here is Bobina. Bobina with a shot. Go! Wow! Bobina! He settled the game! Wow! Bobina with the strike! Wow, Zeruki finds him in the channel. He cuts inside into the box and curls it round Mpassi. And definitely that wins the tie for Algeria. Congo. How disappointing. Wow. Look at that, Zaruki into Bobina in the box, close it round Mpassi. What a goal! Finish! What a finish! What a finish! And that's the end of it. That is the end of it, people. That is the end of it. Wow! 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 And we are 1-0. We are 1-0. How? 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 Big up to NN. Congo Bongo. I told you, Congo was overhyped. It's so poor from Congo. They haven't been great at all today. And they're going to lose this game. I thought they would win this tournament. They had some great players in their team, but unable to get past this very dogged defense of Algeria. They defended very well. They haven't conceded a goal in the tournament, by the way. They haven't conceded a goal in this tournament, by the way. So just letting you guys know, they just said it on the commentary, and it's true. They beat Sudan 3-0. They beat Burkina Faso 1-0. Actually, they have conceded a goal. They've conceded one against Equatorial Guinea. Just one goal, though. So they've been hard to beat. They've been hard to beat. And Algeria are going to be facing Nigeria in the quarterfinals. Congo are going home. We have 2 minutes of added time, and we're already into that first minute. It's over, man. Congo, unfortunately, you haven't done enough today. It's been out pushing to try and get a goal. And they've defended resolutely. They were looking for penalties, though, at the end of this. You could tell that from Congo. And Passey's going to try and reach. And it's a corner to Algeria. They're playing around. Budnajar just giving the crowd a little bit more, just so that they can just wheel them over the line and make sure that they get. They cannot believe it. Noah Siddiqui, head in hands, can't believe it. It's going to be a free kick, sorry. What can they do here? One last chance here for Congo. Kayembe. Oh, oof. It's gone in. Oh, okay, it's not going to count. It's a yellow card to Budnajar. Budnajar's been booked. Final kick here. Congo will have this last kick, free kick forward. It's going to be over. And it's over. It's over. Algeria win it late. They win it late in this tie. They beat Congo and knock them out of the competition. What a goal by Boubina, the substitute for Algeria. A great ball in the channel by Zerouki, the other substitute that's come on late in this game. He comes inside in the box, comes inside of Wan-Bissaka and hits it past Mpassi with a great goal. And it knocks them out. Boubina, the hero for Algeria. And they will face Nigeria on Saturday in the quarterfinals of the African Cup of Nations high-level game, chess match. But not enough from Congo there to really give them the opportunity. And the Congo players are upset. The manager is upset. Chancellor Mbemba trying to get them to calm down. They feel that they've been wronged by the referee. And I can't lie, the referee was a bit shaky with some of the decisions. He was giving some stuff away, but we said this. There's been a bit of that North African corruption happening at this African Cup of Nations. I can't lie. Luka Zidane, I was waiting for a penalty shootout to see if he could really be tested. What kind of a goalkeeper really is he? We're not going to see that just yet. Should be very interesting to see what happens between Algeria and Nigeria on Saturday. Algeria have been tested a couple of times in this tournament. Burkina Faso, that was a tough game. This was a tough game. They've come through both of those tests and haven't been defeated at this competition just yet. They have a big test against Nigeria on Saturday. And that's when we're going to see Nigeria maybe finally tested for the first time. We'll see. We will see. And then big up yourself. He says, Congo Bongo gone. Durfres, still one goal and on the 118 minutes of solid performance. Much better than other teams playing at Afcon. They better make that World Cup. They better, Congo. Otherwise, it's a failure. They get slapped up by Nigeria. Boy, we have to wait and see. Over 1,000 of you watching on X and on on X and on YouTube, bro. I'm lost for words, bro, because Rubina's goal is just lost for words. He's knocked me for 6, bro. But big up to everybody, man. Appreciate you for coming through. We have one more game coming on in the 10 minutes time. Ivory Coast, Burkina Faso, the last of the last 16 ties. We will see. Whoever wins that game will face Egypt on Saturday in the quarterfinals. I can't wait to see what happens there. Let me get into these last few comments before I get out of here. Give a quick refresher, refuel, and be back here for another African Cup of Nations game for some late drama and all of that. Big up to everybody who's here watching right now. Best strikers of the tournament. Real talk. Ooh. Osimhen has been good. Akko Adams has been good for Nigeria. Who's been good? Who's been good? Hey, guy. Christian Kofan. Hey, he's been cold. 2 goals in 2. Lau Foster for South Africa was good, but he wasn't great in the game against you guys. Who else has been good in the tournament? I'd like Rafiki Saidi for Comoros, and then Sinayoko is good. Sinayoko's been good in this tournament so far, really good, leading the line for Mali. Even though he's not really that kind of player, but he's been showing a different side to his game. But yeah, it's interesting. You say Congo have enough to beat Jamaica. Jamaica lost to Curacao. Don't remind them, bro. Burkina, can you do something for me? Hey, I don't think they can, bro. They ain't got enough up front. They're a good team, but they ain't got enough up front. We'll see what happens, though. Big at yourself, bro. Hey, we're going to get out of here. We'll be back in about 10, 12 minutes time. I don't know, man. Let me get my refresher and I'll be back soon, innit? Big up to everybody, man. I appreciate you. Appreciate all the love. We'll be back soon. Peace.